Okay, Melissa, she says, I tried 3 times to taper off prednisone. Is decreasing by 0.5 milligrams a month long enough to not have withdrawal? Currently on 5 milligrams a day. Been on prednisone for 2 years. ACTH is normal. Okay, so Melissa, I don't know what you're taking prednisone for, but you've been on 5 milligrams and you are getting stuck. You're not able to taper off prednisone. And 0.5 milligrams a month is definitely a good strategy. There's a really cool website that I link to in my How to Taper Prednisone blog. You should go there. That it gives you like all of these awesome options for how to taper prednisone. All right. So you've got something going on in your lungs that is not fun. And that looks horrible. I'm sorry that you've got to deal with that. And if your ABPA is under control and it's really just the withdrawals that you're dealing with, because that's the thing. There's 3 things we're looking for when we're tapering prednisone. Is your disease under control? And I'm assuming you're checking the mark that yes. If so, then you can move on to tapering. And so we're waiting to see, is it going to flare, right? Then we're looking for withdrawal symptoms. And those are feeling yucky, like you kind of have the flu, you have low energy, you can't get off the couch, fatigue. Some people get a fever, weight loss, you just feel yucky. And so if that's the withdrawal you're referring to, that's the second thing to look for. Finally, we're waiting for your adrenal system to recover. So withdrawal is actually different from your adrenal system. So I'm glad to hear number 3 is ACTH is normal. That means your adrenal system is on board. It's just the withdrawal symptoms. And the withdrawals are different than the adrenal system because it has to do with the glucocorticoid receptors themselves. So this has to do with your ability to make prednisone. This has to do with your ability to receive prednisone. And there's these glucocorticoid receptors waiting for there to be enough cortisol or prednisone equivalent to stimulate them. And if they're empty, they scream and say, I'm empty, fill me. And that's the withdrawal feeling that we're feeling. And so that is really hard to predict when your body is going to slowly break down each glucocorticoid receptor. And it's based on your genetics, based on your environment, and there's literally no way to predict it. And so it's just waiting. Okay, will my body let me break these glucocorticoid receptors down? And so, yeah, 0.5 milligrams a month might be enough. On that website I'm referring to, it talks about like the every other day dosing. I'm not sure if you've ever tried that, where on Monday you'd take 5 milligrams, on Tuesday you take 4 milligrams, Wednesday 5 milligrams, Thursday 4 milligrams, and you just alternate 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. Or you do it even slower than that. 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, like every 2 days, or even just 1 day a week, you go down. And it's just a really gentle taper. 0.5 milligrams a month could be, but there's no way to know until you try it. Every single person is different. It is an art. Tapering is an art when we're getting to this point. When you're below 5 milligrams, it is literally listening to your body and finding when it's reacting and when it's not. And it's just really hard. You have to pay attention. And then you said you have stable symptoms and you're on insulin. So that's good that you've got that insulin on board. I'm assuming it's because of diabetes. And sometimes, theoretically, when we get lower doses of prednisone, you need lower dose of insulin. So glad you've got the insulin and hoping you're testing, making sure that your blood sugars are stable and you don't get too low. But it sounds like you've been on a really slow taper and you've tried 3 times.